What's up, everybody? It's Eddie with SPB Wellness here to talk to you today, once again, about who we have around us, okay? But it's a bit different. I want to give more clear examples and more define what I'm talking about. I feel like in these self-help and self-development scenarios, we give less and less examples and more anecdote, which, it requires more philosophy, in my opinion. Anyways, guys, I want to talk to y'all about how to see who's around you and how to know whether or not, your test and developing what qualities I look for and who I want around, right? And my process is not the same as yours. You need what you need. I can only describe what I go through, okay? So, first off, I will say it's pretty lonely once you realize that the people you're hanging out with don't really support or care about you. A good way to test that out, that I test that out, is I get into conversations and I tell myself I'm going to be very quiet. Okay, what that does is it leaves me the opportunity to just ask questions, to think more while someone talks, and to lead the conversation. Now, it's a good practice if you like. So I have just developed conversational skills purposefully. Without practice, we'll get into conversations. We'll have good talks with people on accident. Things will get led on. People interact, people hang out, all that. You can practice having conversations, and it can make your conversations go better. You can listen more, participate more, hear more things, and interact more with whoever you care about or don't care about, whatever you're doing. What I notice is in a lot of situations, nothing's being asked about me, right? And you hear this in normal, probably like guides to talking to people, or if you've ever listened to like game type stuff. They tell you that, people love to talk about themselves and they'll just la-di-da. Well, guys, in my opinion, in my life, what I want is people that care about me. Just like I'm caring about you, I'm making a conversation. I want you to ask me questions. I want you to find out stuff about me. I want to participate. I want to talk. I don't want to just sit here bored listening to you ramble. And I really don't want to have to interject with my own stuff, Sometimes it is cool to be in this quiet listening form, right? But if you go to lunch with somebody and you're catching up, well, asking me how I'm doing and then continuing on about how you're doing is pretty lame. It's not very fun, and I personally don't like it. It's just a kind of a game that I play with others. How long can you go on rambling without and me asking questions without you getting involved with me, right? And it really is a damper sometimes, because like whenever I get into this mode, sometimes when somebody asks me a question, I am just kind of flat, and it makes the energy hard to get a part of. But that's not a problem if somebody cares about you and they ask the right questions, if they want to know, if they want to participate, if you know that they care. That's not really an issue. It's not something to think about. It's more something to watch out for if you are playing this game with someone you don't care about particularly, because then you will just fall flat and just feel like leaving. And if you're like me, you will just leave. And it's a little rude sometimes. That's just a little thing of mine. Watch what people are saying to you, right? How they interact with you. Do they care? Do they want to be there? Are you just there? Another thing is, just like you have your taste in whoever you want to date sexually, right? You should have a taste in what kind of friendship you want to be in with people. How this relationship with anyone goes. If you're in a certain group of people that post a bunch of old videos of them getting wasted, and we're getting to 30 years old, and you sit there and you watch it and you're thinking to yourself like, wow, I saw this video last year and the year before that, and I'm still having to see it. Like, this doesn't look fun or cool, and I don't really care about it. You know, why are you surrounding yourself with this kind of energy? Why am I putting myself in this situation? I just need to evolve past it and think about it less. Move forward with what I'm doing, right? This will, if you follow my steps, if you do what I do, always, in my opinion, whenever it comes to doing this stuff, it's always best to just kind of learn by how the speaker is presenting and then make it your own, because you'll see what I'm saying, and then you can make a point and try something else. But what will happen if you do things my way is you'll end up lonely. I just hang out with my girlfriend, and I'm waiting to find supportive people, like I've talked about in my last videos, people that are there to say, you can do it, you will do it, let's do it together. How can I help you? How can I take care of you? How can I take time out of my day to make sure that you're doing better than me? That's taking it too far probably, but that's not that bad of a deal, because if somebody wants to present that to me, then I will I will be more than happy to go that far with you, right? You'll end up pretty lonely. I just hang out with my girlfriend and my kid mostly, and it seems lonely at first when you think of it as a numbers game, but you can put as much time as you want into whoever you want and whatever you want, guys. The quality is in the mindfulness that you can keep, right? And it's super important to make sure that you're using your time wisely, because at some point, there's points in our lives where we run out of time, where we have shorter amounts of time. So learning to get into the mindset, so I live in a productivity mindset where I want to get things done and accomplished and make sure I'm ready for whatever the next thing life has, the next task that life has to give me. If I can answer that call, right? If I can answer my call of duty, if I can handle this thing appropriately and furiously and with love and with generosity and with a willingness to learn and grow always, right? That's my productivity flow, and it works really well. It just makes me want more. It makes me want more. It makes me able to see. I have a list of things of do's and don'ts, and the answers to the test. If I'm being mindful, if I'm being grateful, I can see that I'm passing my test, guys. I'm living with my internal karma in mind, and that's what I want, and that's what I'm giving myself. It feels much better. I don't have to worry about who I give my time to, because I can trust myself again. I'm not playing this weird numbers game. I'm not playing this weird shallow, I'm bored and lonely game. I have time for myself. It starts whenever we start back, right? Step 1, eliminating wasted time with wasted whoever. We have a lot of time to figure out who we are, and we have a lot of time to go do things that we want to do, and we can sit back and really see what we need, what we want, and we can work on these things. And that is the key to this whole self-care thing, right? Actually taking time off of your phone, off of social media, away from people, with yourself, and facing these nasty ideas that you have that are there and that you hide from yourself, right? Thinking through them and tasking out how you're going to get through these things. Without getting through these things, guys, it's just going to lead to things like substance abuse or codependency issues or anger, whatever negative internal creature we can manifest, right? Whatever we're avoiding, it's just going to keep that person there, right? Whenever we get time for ourselves, like let's say we actually have a spa day and we have something on our mind, keep that thing on your mind. Face your fears. Dive in. How am I one step at a time going to get through this? And I'll tell you right now, you're not going to get through that thing with these toxic people you have in your life that make you feel bad or low or less than or whatever the case may be. You're going to get through these things by either being by yourself and supporting yourself, which I talked all about in the last video, or you're going to talk with somebody about it that actually cares, that you've picked out from life, that you see and you keep, and you can talk with them about it, and you know that the answer you get from them, you'll play the questions game, and then they'll start asking questions, they'll figure stuff out. Hopefully you talk to a good person and they make you feel good, and you can have a real conversation. Go forward and get on and get along, That's all I've got for you guys. Hopefully it's not too convoluted, but if you have any questions, please just talk in the comment section. Leave a like if you liked it, dislike it if you don't like it, and tell me why you hated it. Y'all take care and have a good life.